The app that rated how much light was left in you. I downloaded Gleam because everyone in my building was using it, not for ride shares, not exactly. The app was supposed to help you avoid bad energy, negative people, that sort of thing. You'd open it in a crowd and it would rate the people around you on a scale of 1 to 5 stars based on their aura or life force or whatever the marketing copy called it. New age nonsense, but the interface was clean and my roommate Petra swore by it. The weird part was that Gleam rated you too. Your own score sat at the top of the home screen, updating in real time. Mine started at 4.7 stars when I first opened the app. I felt stupidly proud of that. Petra's was 4.9. She showed me hers with the same quiet smugness people used to show off their credit scores. It went up 0.2 of a point after I started volunteering, she said. The algorithm notices when you do good things. I didn't volunteer anywhere. I worked from home doing data entry and ordered most of my meals. My score dropped to 4.6 by the end of the first week. No explanation, just a little downward tick every few days. The app sent a notification, your luminance is decreasing, consider engaging in acts of service or creativity. I tried. I held the door for someone at the coffee shop, left a generous tip. My score dropped to 4.5. Petra said hers had gone up to 4.92. She'd started meditating. I asked her what happened if your score got too low. She laughed and said she didn't know anyone below a 4. I don't think the app even lets you see people below 3 stars, she said. It filters them out for your protection. That night I opened the app in our apartment. Petra's name appeared with her 4.92 hovering next to it. No one else showed up, which made sense. We were on the 6th floor and the walls were thick. Then I noticed a small disclaimer at the bottom of the screen I hadn't seen before. Gleam rides available in your area. I tapped it. A map appeared showing our neighborhood and a handful of small car icons drifted along the streets. It looked like any rideshare app except the cars were labeled with star ratings, not the drivers. The cars themselves, 4.8 stars, 3.9 stars, 5 stars. One was parked 2 blocks away, 2.1 stars. I closed the app and went to bed. My score dropped to 4.3 the next morning. The notification this time was firmer. Your luminance requires immediate attention, except a Gleam ride to rebalance. I hadn't requested a ride, I hadn't gone anywhere, but when I opened the app there was a pending trip in my history. Pickup time 2:47 a.m., drop-off same address, duration 11 minutes. My rating after the trip 4.3 stars, down from 4.5. I showed Petra. She frowned at my phone. You probably just clicked something in your sleep. I've done that with regular apps. But I hadn't touched my phone. It had been charging on the other side of the room. The next night I locked my phone and put it in a drawer. I wedged a chair under my bedroom door handle. I didn't sleep well. Every sound in the apartment made me think something was moving through the rooms. In the morning my score was 4.1, another ride in my history. Pickup 3:02 a.m., drop off same address. Duration 16 minutes. I deleted the app. It reinstalled itself while I was making coffee. When I tried to delete it again, my phone froze and a message appeared. Gleam is required for your device's wellness features. Deletion is not available. Petra said I was being paranoid. Her score was 4.95 now. She'd gotten promoted at work. She looked healthier too, brighter somehow, like she was lit from within. She suggested I take a real Gleam ride during the day with my eyes open to see what it was actually like. Maybe it'll help you understand, she said. I didn't want to understand. I wanted the app gone, but my score dropped to 3.9 and then 3.7 and the notifications became constant. Your luminance is critical. Immediate rebalancing required. You are approaching minimum sustainable threshold. Accept transport now. People in the building started avoiding me. I'd pass neighbors in the hall and they'd glance at their phones and then look away quickly, pressing themselves against the wall as I walked by. I saw one woman open Gleam as I approached. Her face went pale and she turned around and went back the way she came. I stopped leaving my apartment. My score dropped to 3.4, then 3.2. The rides in my history kept coming, every night, sometimes twice. Pick up and drop off, always the same address. Duration getting longer, 20 minutes, 30. 45, Petra moved out. She didn't give me much notice. She packed while I was in the shower and left a note saying she'd found a better living situation. Her score had hit 4.98. Mine was 2.9. The apartment felt larger without her, emptier. I started noticing things I hadn't before. Scuff marks on the floor and a path from my bedroom door to the front door, as if something had been dragged repeatedly. A smell I couldn't identify, faint and chemical, strongest near the windows. I called my mom. She sounded worried but distant, like she was talking to me from the far end of a tunnel. I asked if I could come stay with her for a while. She hesitated, then she said, "Let me check something," and I heard her phone clicking. When she came back, her voice was different, careful. Maybe that's not the best idea right now, sweetie. You should focus on taking care of yourself there. She'd checked my score. I was sure of it. That night I forced myself to stay awake. I sat in my living room with all the lights on, watching my phone. At 2:33 a.m., Gleam opened by itself. The map showed a car approaching my building. 1.8 stars. I watched it pull up outside. The app displayed a message. Your ride has arrived. I didn't move. I was not getting in a car. I was not going anywhere. My apartment door unlocked. I heard it from across the room, the deadbolt sliding back with a soft click. The handle turned, the door opened 6 inches and stopped as if something was waiting on the other side. The hallway beyond was dark. I couldn't see what was there. My phone buzzed. Please proceed to your vehicle. Delay will result in additional luminance reduction. I stayed on the couch. My hands were shaking. The door stayed open. I could hear breathing in the hallway now, slow and wet, like something with too much fluid in its lungs. The lights in my apartment began to dim. Not the way they dim when you turn a switch, but like something was drinking the light out of the air. The shadows in the corners grew thicker. My phone screen was the brightest thing in the room. Final notice, proceed to your vehicle. I looked at my score, 2.7 stars. I watched it tick down as I sat there, 2.6, 2.5. The thing in the hallway took a step inside. I couldn't see it clearly. It was more absence than presence, a space where the air was heavier and the light didn't reach properly. It smelled like the chemical smell I'd noticed before, but stronger now, mixed with something rotten. My score dropped to 2.3. I stood up. My legs felt weak, but I made myself walk toward the door. The shape in the hallway moved back, giving me space. I followed it into the corridor. The lights there were almost gone. I could barely see the elevator at the end of the hall. The car was waiting outside, idling at the curb. It was black and clean and completely empty. No driver. The back door stood open. I got in. The door closed and locked behind me. The car started moving. I tried the handles, but they wouldn't budge. The windows were tinted so dark I couldn't see outside. There was no panel, no screen, nothing to tell me where we were going. The drive lasted an hour, maybe more. I lost track. The hum of the engine was hypnotic. I felt tired, more tired than I'd ever been. The seat was soft, and I kept sinking deeper into it. When the car finally stopped, the door unlocked. I stepped out into a parking lot I didn't recognize. Empty except for dozens of other black cars, all identical, all parked in perfect rows. In the distance I could see a building, massive and windowless, with a single glass door at the front. A sign above it glowed softly, Gleam Collection Center. I checked my phone. My score was 1.9 stars. The door to the building opened and someone walked out. She was glowing. Literally glowing, like Petra had been, but 100 times brighter. She walked past me without looking, got into one of the black cars and drove away. Her light left trails in the air behind her. Another notification appeared on my phone. Welcome to rebalancing. Please proceed inside for luminance restoration. I looked back the way the car had come, but there was only darkness beyond the parking lot. No road I could see, no lights, just empty black. I looked at the building. The door was still open. I could see more light inside, that same soft glow, and I could hear something. Voices, maybe, or something like voices, singing without words. I checked my score one more time, 1.8 stars. As I watched, it ticked down to 1.7. I started walking toward the building, not because I wanted to, because there was nowhere else to go, because my legs were moving and I couldn't make them stop. Because the light inside was so bright and I was so tired, and some part of me thought that maybe, if I went inside, I could rest. I reached the door. Up close I could see that the glow wasn't coming from lights, it was coming from the people inside. Dozens of them, maybe hundreds, all standing perfectly still, all shining like they'd swallowed the sun. Their eyes were closed. They looked peaceful. My phone buzzed one last time. Luminance transfer in progress. Thank you for your contribution to the Gleam community. I understood then, the rides, the scores, the way Petra had gotten brighter while I'd gotten dimmer. It wasn't measuring the light in you, it was taking it, and I just walked right in to give them what was left. Drop your verdict in the comments. Wait, what?